Gatorade. It's not nearly as pretty.
Now it says topical preference. Is that new?
Now it says tropical.
Oh, tropical preference.
Because I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, that's good. Next week it'll be tropical Pepperidge Farms.
It is because I didn't want exactly the same thing as last time, but I also didn't want to dig out new letters, so I just added 2 letters.
Oh no,
Oh, boy.
Tony disappeared, but he'll be back and he'll still be at the bottom, so that's good.
You just send.
And we're live, by the way. I just took us live.
Oh, God.
We
for
need to put
fun.
we need to put some
fun.
broadband in the mail for Tony so he can tune into broadband.
Jason, can we all have ring lights? Buy us ring lights, Daddy.
I don't know. What are they?
It's a light shaped like a ring that a lot of vloggers use because it gives people even lighting around the key facial parts of the face.
And also like nice little like round lights in your eyes.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you
It
wear
is.
glasses.
Creepy.
Then you have little halos just kind of dancing.
Well, if you're very
You can do
good this
great.
year,
You can do great.
Oh,
creepy
well, never mind then.
monologues, too.
That's not happening.
That's setting the bar too high.
No deal.
I clip mine on the top of my iMac, and then I look slightly more lifelike, as if I were not a zombie. Oh, I said too much.
Well, I am lit by a seasonally affective disorder lamp, which is on next to me.
I am lit by a bedside lamp, which is, as I think you can tell from the shading, on that side.
It's shining slightly, reflecting slightly from a portrait behind you,
Yeah.
but not too much. Not
But it's
so
actually
much.
sunshine out of my window.
We are live.
We should tell people we're doing this thing.
we are.
Tell
Let
them
me
about
let
it.
me post. Let me get the YouTube link.
Tell the tweets.
I was woken up by an 1.5 hour long thunderclap. It was amazing.
It was pretty crazy this morning.
We had some lightning last night. It was also unusual for us.
I think it hit Portland at 5 something. I heard somebody tell me that it was like 5:30 for them, and it swept north. The launch was amazing. I was weeping. The whole family watched it.
Wow.
I had a nap.
It was pretty great.
It was pretty cool.
Canadians chill out until they get to the space station because that's when they get the robot arm that's from Canada. The Canadians are really into the arm.
We are. It's like our only claim to fame. We have an arm on that thing.
That's right.
And who formed the head?
We don't care. It wasn't us.
culture.
Voltron. I don't know. Is that a thing?
It's a thing. I don't think it's the right thing.
I did enjoy Chip getting trolled in the in that TPK outtake. That was amazing.
So that's what I'm here to do, is to troll people that don't listen to our podcast.
That's why we clip out those videos, post them on the internet,
Yeah.
and mention them.
Tag people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is not in roll 20 yet? One of you. I suspect
there.
Glenn. Glenn is not there.
What?
Are you not in roll
You
20?
are not yet in roll 20.
Oh, I thought I joined. I clicked the thing. Let's see. I'm sorry. I beg your pardon.
You may have to click launch game.
I gotta click another thing. I have to click 2 buttons. This is too much.
Ugh.
So many buttons.
Kids
Like
these
George
days and their
Jetson-
buttons.
George Jetson on a bad day. Oh, I didn't want it to load.
Jason,
apologies,
is that
I used my microphone.
Incomparable.com live link supposed to link to YouTube?
Well, it is, but it's not doing it.
No.
There's a second tweet.
Ah.
We may
Recording.
get my mom. We may get my mom watching, but probably not my sister because she moved from Chicago to Madison today, so she's a little busy.
It seems like a.
And we're not cool enough
That's
for
weak.
Madison.
Yeah,
That's
the
just weak.
yeah. For some reason, the YouTube embed has fallen off. I think because when in the move to the new server, that didn't get copied over, so I'll fix that later. But in the meantime, there's also a YouTube link, so that'll work. But we are streaming the audio live. Dan, that was an innovation suggested by Dan, because he was out and about listening to us last weekend and couldn't put us in the background on his phone because it was YouTube only, and YouTube doesn't do that. So unless you pay them.
Pay them. Jinx. They offered me 90 days free because I pay for something to Google. I don't know what it is. So I took it just for fun, and then I will cancel it. Show them.
All right. Oh, we're in a battle with wine.
Yep.
Sentient wine.
I totally should have bought a bottle of wine.
I'm like, wine.
I have 1 point, 1 hit.
We've all
point.
fought our battles with wine over the years. Am I right, people?
You are correct, sir.
Yep.
The wine usually wins, so I hope that doesn't happen here.
Wine always wins.
Jeroboam. That's my battle cry.
All right, what's my
I thought he was a bullfrog.
Oh my!
Friend Marnier.
All right,
I'm so
I
not
have
ready
1
for
hit
this.
point. I don't know what this means for my future. Nothing good, probably.
Well,
we're gonna have to do some healing. That's what we're gonna have to do.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I am. Everything is recording, and everybody should be recording their own audio if they're not. And then we should get started.
Recording.
And
Not recording,
Annette,
so-
what is your? Do you have a hard out, as the kids
we'll say
say?
a soft out at 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even like till 4:30, but then I'd have to run. So, but I could
Say that out loud. You're
So
telling
what?
us.
At what time? What time is it now? Where you are? What time are you
It
talking
is
about?
2.
2, so I have 2 hours.
You have 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay.
Ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. I think we play like 55 minutes, 5-minute break, 55 minutes.
Yeah.
How's
Let's
that?
do it.
All right. And I'm much stricter on time than I usually am. I apologize. I don't know if it's my internet or just Zoom. I have reset all the things. It still seems to be occasionally lagging. So when I notice that happens, I just stop talking so that I make the edit easier.
Okay. I am recording.
Yes.
All right.
Everybody recording?
So
Well,
Come up with a
Mhm.
signal in chat, and then Glenn or I can just make up nonsense until you come back.
I think that's my normal operandi, though. I don't know if anyone told the difference.
All right.
Oh,
My
until I get back. That's different.
my mom is watching, so
I'm on.
All right.
Hello, Erica's mom.
you
Jason,
can-
how
I
many
think
people
you-
are watching?
I think you can call her Renee. She'll be fine with that.
Hello, Renee. Bonjour.
16
Bonjour.
viewers.
All right. Excellent.
Woohoo.
So should I start? Should I do the thing?
Let's do the thing.
Mhm.
Do the thing. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. We are continuing one of our mini adventures from the collection of fantastic adventures put out by FlyFlourish.com. We are playing A Gleam in the King's Eye. This is our continued adventures with a group we are about to meet. They are just about to start a fight with, sentient wine. Normal stuff. Saturdays, But before we fight this sentient wine, allow me to introduce our players in not quite initiative order, but an order that I have them listed here on my screen that I will later sort into initiative order. First up, it's Glenn Fleischman. Glenn, who are you playing?
I am playing Karakon the Wise, a long-toothed sorcerer with tendencies that seem to relate to liking things that are shiny, maybe made of tin, and washing his hands a lot.
Next up, it's Jason Snell.
Hey there. We're starting with the animals first. I am playing Cool Cat, who is that's with a K. It's totally different. Tabaxi Bard. And he likes the bagpipes, and he also has weapons and things now that aren't boomerangs.
Also joining us, it is James Thompson.
I play Sansom Jotham, Master of Pandas, a gnome artificer, and who is currently regretting picking a fire-based weapon.
Also joining us, a long-standing, perhaps more episodes of Total Party Kill than anyone else. I'm not sure. It's Erica Ensign.
Oh, I didn't join until episode 48.
We threw out all the old ones. There are no records.
Okay. Well, this time I am playing Reed Gareth. I am a human cleric to the god Kelimvor, the comforting god of death.
Very nice. Also joining us, also from Canada, it's Annette Weirster. Hi, Annette.
Hey there, I am playing Chomasa, a dragonborn ranger who has 2 swords, but does not pray enough to the dice gods and doesn't really know how to use them. But it's going to
Hey,
be
you're
different.
not poisoned this time. Yeah.
Yes, and it's going to be different.
Last but not least, everybody's favorite Monty Ashley.
Hi there. It's me, Monty. I am playing Krong, a bugbear rogue who has been raised to believe he is a nightmare monster because he is a nightmare monster.
Take that.
Raising him right. Raising him right.
Local. I just, also my introduction at you, a slight dig at Western Massachusetts radio personality, Monty Belmonte. He seems great. Also, his name is Monty Belmonte, which is pretty good. But, he's still second. All right.
I don't like how much of my segment this Monty Belmonte got.
There are no rules here. So, in our adventure, A Gleam in the King's Eye, you have won the Tournament of Champions, where you defeated in non-lethal combat the Brown Mead Adventuring Company. You had a lovely dinner with the Lord of White Sparrow, Lord Marlon White Sparrow, who kind of talked up the fact that beneath his keep there are some sealed off catacombs, and he is particularly interested in a long lost, or maybe not lost so much as entombed, crown of the first Lord of White Sparrow, who was a true king. He wants that crown, and he thinks you might be just the adventurers to help him brave the dangers of these sealed up catacombs. You have traveled through the basement. You have reached the some ancient sealed up a wine cellar. So you basement, cellar, catacombs. That's your hierarchy of caverns, I think. And unfortunately, some strange things are happening in this wine cellar. And Karakan the Wise, while exploring it, was slapped in the face by a giant glob of sentient wine that did a lot of damage. Is in full. So you should, many of you rolled at the end of time. If you didn't, do that now. Looking at Krong, looking at sentient wine.
I rolled. I got a 21. I made a note of it.
Cheers, fellow 21er.
We're the best.
I got a
on
24.
this list. But
The
that list, that
wine-
includes Jason. We are second best.
The sentient wine got a 3. So our initiative for battle will be Cool Cat, followed by Krong, followed by Reed Quarrel, followed by Karakan, Chomasa, Samson Jotham, and bringing up the rear, sentient wine. So Cool Cat, you're first.
Oh boy. And I am, because Karakan and I were kind of like checking out the wine here. And
You're right there.
And then look what happened. Karakan got hit for a lot of damage, right?
A lot of damage. Yeah, like 12 points.
Mm.
which is
Stay away
pretty
from
crazy.
alcohol, kids.
That's, yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty rough. Pretty rough. I am going to cure him
I have a drinking problem.
because he's right here. So I'm gonna cure wounds on my buddy. I'm just gonna touch him on the shoulder and say, "Feel better," and you get to heal 7 hit points.
Ooh. Oh, thank you very much.
That's one
Cool
of the
Cat
things
likes to
Cool
rock
Cat
and
likes.
I do.
That's right.
I like to rock and roll.
Jason, is cure wounds an action or a bonus action?
It is cure wounds is an action.
Because it's a big one.
It's a big
Yeah.
one because he had 1 hit point.
Mm-hmm.
All
right.
And now I'm going to, leave room for my friends to attack the wine by stepping back.
Aw.
all the way,
Fully.
not just stepping, striding to the
in
back
my
of the room.
cat-like quickness. I have leaped.
I just imagine
backward.
Well, you're with your giant mascot feet on the sticky floor.
Can you go one more square south, please?
Sure.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yes. Imagine Krong and
Mhm.
Cool Cat having interactions.
Can
It's
you
great.
remind me? Some of you have light sources because this wine cellar is unlit. I think you extinguished some open flames because there was a
Correct.
pretty heavy alcohol-based vapor in the room. So, which of you are currently providing or?
Well, Cool
able
Cat
to
has a boomerang that is lit up. I can hand this to somebody else if they want to, who's in that front line, if they want to use it and don't have a light source of their own. It's just with
Okay,
light
just checking.
cast on it.
If
And I-
the only person with light just ran to the
thought-
back line.
I thought both Coolcat and Karakan had cast light on something.
Did I cast light or was I have really good night vision? I can't remember if I cast light.
Yeah, but the rest of us don't. So I think
Yeah.
you were friendly and cast light on something.
I do have a light spell, so I probably did. Let's say I did.
Okay.
And let's say that as I passed by Chomasa, since she's right there, I just handed her the light up boomerang.
Yeah, your novelty.
It glows in the dark.
boomerang.
You can stick it in your
This
pocket.
isn't just glow.
Like
it shines.
I put it in my belt and it is casting a glow.
Yeah,
Right
my
on.
light is
Yeah.
bright for 20 feet and dim for another 20 feet. So
All
kind of
right.
nice, I think. Over the space.
So, Krong, you are lurking not even in the wine cellar yet. You're still in the desolate basement hallway
I mean,
leading
he's
into
really
the
good
wine
at
cellar.
lurking.
Yes.
true.
Yeah,
will
I mean,
lurk.
I just
That's
also,
true.
Krong, please notice I updated your token to have the version that's wearing a Cool Cat t-shirt.
Excellent. Thank you. A crop top. I will.
I don't- And it is a crop top, but you have it didn't come in bugbear sizes.
No, this is
Bear.
the size you wanted.
Okay.
I will slink forward. I will attempt to hide. Which
All right, I'm gonna tell you that is like a DC 10 stealth check because it's pretty easy to hide in a dark winery. Not winery, wine cellar.
yeah, and I'm hiding from wine. Well,
Yeah.
I do love your insistence on hiding. It is an
Whoa.
admirable trait in one so large.
you would be shocked at how much more damage I do if I am hidden.
I remember the
As
one
you might
time-
be about to be. I rolled a
Mm-hmm.
and now
All
I
right,
would
none of your friends can see you.
Once,
You are
Where'd he
once
go?
again,
Where'd it-
once
wait,
again, I say,
Krong! Did
I
you
will,
run away?
I will mention, Monty, the
Wrong.
sentient wine. It doesn't have eyes, but it does have it senses movement.
and it's always right. It's a in vino veritas joke that I got tired of trying to find a for.
Wow.
I will
Wow.
take out my short bow and plink an arrow at this sentient wine from the
All right.
shadows.
All right,
23 to hit.
Yes, so from the shelves of old wine, an arrow just cuts out of the darkness and plugs the giant red pulsing glob of wine in the glob, right in the glob.
Oh man, no! The glove.
Excellent.
That's his
Then
best
including
part.
my sneak attack
No!
damage, it is 10 points.
All right, that is significant damage. That is piercing damage, I assume,
Yes.
since it's an arrow.
Mine's been torn apart.
All right, Krong, you all set?
You bet.
Reed Coral, you're up next.
okay, is Karakon still really hurt?
I think he's. I don't know.
I have
He's,
Alright,
8
a
and
lot better
13
now.
hit points. I don't think I'm kind of like, it stings a lot, but I don't think I'm
Okay.
like actively damaged or
Right.
actively incapacitated now.
you
Right.
should probably not stay where you are, Karakan. You
Can
should
I
not.
move before my turn or no? I cannot.
No, you'll on your turn.
I'm
You'll do
I'm
stuff.
stuck.
But I'm
there
just
near
saying,
the
this is
glob.
not like don't
Yeah, yeah.
settle down here. This is
It's a nice place to build a house. I was looking for a new condominium.
Yeah. Wine front real estate. Yeah.
I will just stay where I am, just standing, looming in the back,
Mhm.
and point at the wine and say, "Today is your day." And a ghostly, sort of a spectral-looking hand appears and assails it with a touch that is cold as the chill of the grave, and that is a 24.
Okay. Yeah. The wine is kind of frozen with the chill of the
I
grave.
prefer my wine chilled.
Mm.
I never drink.
And that
Wine.
is
Reference to college.
Yeah.
that is max damage, 8 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And,
How does this feel about narcotic damage? Okay.
It may or may not care.
Yeah,
It
doesn't have an
cannot.
opinion. Yeah.
It cannot
Yeah.
regain hit points until the start of my next turn, and until then, the hand clings to the target.
Ah,
Ooh.
Oh,
I assume this
That's
wine is not
scary.
undead.
it is not.
Okay, then that is all.
It's- All right. Karakan the Wise. Karakan, you probably have some important tactical decisions to make here. You are adjacent to the wine. So just, I don't know if this is a situation you've been in Dungeons & Dragons before. If you just walk away from the wine is going to take a swing at you, which could, knock you down again.
Right.
If you can use your action to take the disengage action, which lets you move half your speed, I believe, and get
Mhm.
away from it. But it's like you're doing that instead of attacking. It's kind of like, do you want to do the safest thing or not?
Oh, heck, not the safest thing. That would be ridiculous. Also, we've inflicted a lot of damage on this thing already, so I feel like I should be part of
Have
the
we?
team. Well, I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know.
Some of
We
us have.
inflicted it seemed like
we've
it.
inflicted damage.
We've just started this combat.
It's
Yeah.
true, but we don't know what kind of damage it can take. It could just keep absorbing it, I suppose. Perhaps I could talk it to death. That's one of my strategies.
You were miscast. We should have made you a bard.
A bard. That's the thing. I think I should attack it rather than because I'm weak enough. I don't know. I think I got Witch Bolt, which is pretty good if it hits.
Mm.
Doesn't hit, not as good.
is that the kind of thing that might ignite?
Also, if it's
arc of
ranged-
lightning, could that catch on fire?
Lightning. I'm just thinking, like vapor, lightning.
All I seem to got are
You want
bolts.
to put that lightning in a bottle, maybe?
Also, if it's a ranged attack, again, if you're standing right next to it, you have to do it with disadvantage.
What I'm saying is, you might attack with disadvantage and then blow up.
That's my life in general, though.
Yeah.
Is it
Even though it's
ranging?
not our turn, we all just silently back away.
That's
Just everyone lean back.
I'm leaning.
is it it's a ranging? It is a ranging attack. It specifies a range. I
Yeah.
assume that's what that means.
Yes.
And
I-
my guess is
I'm
that
just
you're
telling you. Tactically, Karakan, you are a wizard. You don't usually want to be
Yeah.
standing next to
you
things,
may want to
ever.
disengage and step away, and just let we've got Chomasa and Samson up before the wine to attack it even more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have no, and I don't have a good bonus action. So if I move, I kind of gotta scurry out of the way, and then that's it. I mean, I've got a bonus attack. that
Again,
doesn't
I
apply here.
purposefully stride backward, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
don't
going
you
to
have the-
purposely stride. How far away should I go? Off behind Pascal or
You
something?
could flee down. I mean, purposefully stride down that little side passage, or you could
Like
go
over
back
here?
back by Lord White Sparrow. Yeah, either one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
You
think
did
I'm
have
gonna-
that bonus attack in your racial description, didn't you? You used
Well,
it last
I
time.
do. Can I do that? But I'm too far away. It's a 5-foot reach.
You could do that and then move.
And then
You can
disengage.
do that
Well, let's
and then
let's
go
do
away.
that. Let's do that. I'm going to do
All
my
right.
long tooth shifting strike, which does
Mhm.
1d6 damage. So I got to roll 20 twice.
I think just
Just
once.
Just once. Okay. I got an 11.
All right. You're basically like scratching at the wine with your little claws.
I guess so. It's
Oh,
do you have
man,
any
I have
bonuses to
been
this
there.
attack?
It's let's see, where would I find +2? It's +2 hit.
Yeah, so 13.
So 13. So you
13,
hit
okay.
the wine. You scratch the wine, Glenn. How much damage does it do?
It does 4.
And what kind of damage?
That's a good question. Let me examine the information. Piercing damage. Sorry for the consultation.
All right.
Piercing
4
damage.
piercing damage.
Don't
Noted.
know how that does
All right.
for one. Now
So
I'm
you've
going to stride purposefully away behind the Lord here.
All right.
I've
You
stridden away.
disengage. Yes. All right. Out of curiosity, just because I don't think you've had this conversation as a group of players, I'm going to help you out here. You have a lot of like magic users and sneaky people and bards. What you don't, you didn't bring a paladin or to this fight.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm just going to ask: who do all of you think has the highest armor class in your group?
Hmm.
James?
Wow.
I think
Maybe James?
Chomasa.
Chomasa. Yeah.
Chomasa.
I have a 12.
We have
Oh.
a ranger,
Whoa.
a cleric, an
I-
artificer, a rogue, a bard, and a sorcerer.
Maybe
So I'm
I have
saying
a-
the
what is
ranger.
Krong's? What is Krong's?
Strong's armor class is a 14.
I
So
have
you're
a,
higher than
Mine
me.
too.
I have
Mine
a
too.
19. I have a
Mine's
19.
11.
Oh,
So-
Samson. So it's Samson.
Whoa, that's so
Here's something. What's yours?
14.
19?
19. So
James
I
is
have
19.
I have gone from the coward to the front lines by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that none of you had known that, and in fact, and those of you who chose to answer that question answered wrong because you didn't.
Yeah.
Know. Yeah. Reed Coral, what's yours? I would think as a cleric it would be decent.
14. I'm
Okay,
saying
so that's-
wrong. Yeah.
Average. So I mean, the thing to think about is 14 is probably kind of average. Less than 14, you're kind of vulnerable and want to stay away from stuff. Higher than 14, you should probably be up toward the front. So,
Yep.
Samson, did your armor class increase from earlier, or?
It increased from the previous adventures because I got some gleaming armor that had a slightly
Okay.
higher armor class.
Oh, yeah. Also,
And-
his armor looks the best.
Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
it's very
I'm guessing,
steampunk.
I'm
All right,
guessing the
just-
number of hit points that Samson has is probably not huge, though.
You may be surprised.
Whoever the
Uh,
level 3 characters are,
Oh,
because we have a
that's
mix
true.
of 2 and 3.
I
That
am not
jump
level
is
3.
50%.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my
All right.
hit points are 24.
Whoa,
Wow.
okay.
All right.
Gravy.
So that
I
was just a little
pushed
bit of
Samson.
help there because I think you needed to decide who. It was like I saw all of you trying to retreat behind each other. So
And we'll end up back in White Sparrow eventually. So
yeah. All right, Chomasa.
Okay. On that note, I'm staying where I am. and using my bow, giving a thorough shake.
Ice cream shake.
And we are at 14.
14 hits the pile line.
Yay!
Another arrow plugs through it. Roll me damage.
That's for how I felt after
And
that
it's
Bachelorette party.
3 damage. All right. The arrow like cuts through it, and there's a little like arrow-shaped hole in the sentient line. Anything else, Jamasa?
No, that is all I can do.
All right, I will tell you that the heap of sentient wine does start to look. It looks a little, kind of structurally disorganized. It's kind of sweaty. It looks like it's not doing great.
I no
Samson,
longer want to sip.
yeah.
So, do you keep referring to this as sentient wine so that we have some feelings for it?
Yeah, is it really sentient? Or is it just
I've never
animated?
assumed that any of your characters have feelings.
I have
Is it showing pain when we damage it?
Yeah.
Is it crying?
Should
No,
we be
it doesn't have
communicating
tear
with this
ducts.
wine? Should we be like?
Sentient wine.
Is
feel
this a hort? I mean,
Horta.
like a horta.
That's exactly
should
where I was going with this.
Yeah.
Samson,
The
can you
only other
communicate with
sentient
wine?
creature you can think of. Yeah.
Can you communicate with wine, Samson?
Guys, I want to be clear here. This is a big pile of wine. The horta is a sentient lasagna. It's completely different. So.
So
But
it's a
together, mwah.
It's like
Mm,
which tastes
yeah.
better though.
Is this wine Italian?
Um,
So
lasagna. Basically.
I have been traditionally using fire, and I think fire might be bad, given that I've encouraged everybody else not to ignite this.
Fire bad.
And there is part
as
of
I
me
say,
that's-
not as I artifice.
there is part of me that's like, but what if we used fire?
What if we
I
use
get that
fire?
feeling.
And I think it would either go very well or very badly.
I would just like to establish that the vapors are all around all of you.
I feel it would go badly. Right? Okay.
I think that's a warning.
I'm just, I mean,
The
you,
friendliest
this is a
dungeon
game
master.
where we do whatever we want, but I give you lots of information. Look, we have been playing Dungeons and Dragons for a while. I only take the mildest form of amusement in murdering you. What I take the greatest level of amusement is
In
when you
almost
get
murdering
yourself, despite all of my warnings and suggestions to do otherwise. That's on you. That provides me the greatest satisfaction. So yeah, there's vapors all around. What are you, a coward?
Well,
I'm fire resistant.
While
Yeah.
oh, that's a good point. That's
Okay.
I'm not.
resistance. I think my panda's fire resistant, but not me.
Mm,
Uh,
mm.
Well, I think then it is short bow rather than flame.
Okay.
Because it seems to have responded well or badly to piercing damage. So let's give this a go. I rolled 15 plus 4. That's 19.
Many. That another arrow hits into the wine. Roll me damage, Mr.
Yeah.
Jotham.
This should be. Oh, I forgot I get +1 on all these things because I did my magical whatsits on it. I get 3 + 2 + 1, 6 damage.
All right. The wine is not looking good. Samson, you all set?
Might I suggest that Samson step forward as well to basically put himself
Shield.
between the wine and the rest of us, especially poor Chomasa, who now has like an armor class of 2, as far as I can tell.
Okay, I will throw myself in front of the wine.
Yay, Samson.
As I normally do on a
As-
Saturday night.
So often happens.
Thanks, Samson.
Saturday night. All right. I think it's the wine's turn, is it not?
Yeah.
All right. The
Do you
wine.
have to, bring a sommelier out to play this hand, or
The wine slides forward, leaving a trail of winey residue behind it.
Don't leave
and
me.
it
That was the residue.
yeah, and it comes in
So
swinging
whiny.
like a kind of just like pseudopod, just kind of blorps out of the wine and swings in the direction of Samson's head.
Point of
Samson
order. I
Jotham.
forgot my panda.
You did. You left him back
Yes.
there. The panda has a great view of you getting beaten to death by wine.
Maybe next turn I'll remember and use them.
Yeah. The wine rolled a critical fail. Pool cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
lucky us.
That was
Yeah.
the panda protecting.
Cool Cat. Can Cool Cat see the wine from here, or do I have to move?
I think you're fine. Yeah,
All right, I can see the wine.
you can poke your head around. It's
All right, Cool Cat pokes his head around
The
with
map
his
is.
with his crossbow
Mm.
and
they're-
roll.
They're wine shelves. There may actually be like you may be able to see
Yeah.
through the
Yeah.
shelves.
Well,
You can't see them.
I shot the shelves because I rolled an 8.
Oh.
You know what?
You shot the shelves, not
Cool
the
Cat.
recipe.
Yeah.
The armor class of wine is 8.
Oh.
Oh,
So it ricocheted off the shelf and into the wine.
Yeah, right into the wine.
All right, that's 6 damage.
All right, the wine is not looking good. I think someone should be able to finish it off very soon, especially if that someone is Krong.
Krong's great at finishing off wine.
Oh my God, it's me again.
Mm.
Well, I will. Oops, sorry about that.
He's gonna disappear again. I know it.
I'm gonna watch him this time.
Forward and duck behind this corner again,
Mm-hmm.
hiding. I
Mm-hmm.
think. I rolled a 1, so a total of 8.
I would say that you have not hidden from the wine.
I still see him.
well.
That's
I like that you
Sorry.
rolled a critical success and a critical failure for your 2 sneak checks.
Yep. So I will still shoot it with a short bow and get a critical hit with my natural 20,
Can
total
you
of
roll anything?
25.
Other than a
Only
1 or a
criticals.
20?
Monty's
All
die
right.
is nothing but 20s and 1s. Now.
Yeah, Monty, are you accidentally running a coin that says 1 on one side and 20 on the other?
The drama. We are on television, effectively.
Yeah.
All right. Monty,
What?
I think it's probably academic, but roll us double damage for that crossbow bolt.
Total of
All right.
12.
You pin the wine to the wall or floor with a crossbow bolt, and it kind of shudders and just dissolves into non-sentient wine.
ooh.
Take
Um,
that, you
It
wine.
seems like it is now safe to move about the wine cellar. Lord Marlin White Sparrow has been looking through his book the whole time. He looks over and says, "How did it go?"
We
I
killed
spilled
some
my wine.
It happens. I mean, there's a lot of wine here, so I wouldn't worry about it. I was just reading about my great uncle who I think this was his wine. Lord Tharman White Sparrow. Yeah, he seems to collect a lot of wines. We might check around. There might be some valuable ones. He was apparently noted for keeping some special, like, exotics and magical wines.
Mm.
So I'm thinking that's probably what happened there. Is, you mix a couple magic wines together and you get essential. I'm not a scientist.
Pretty chill. Pretty
I'm
chill.
gonna look
Clearly.
around and see if
Can I go to
are
this
there
shelf
any-
over here?
Yeah, are there any wines
And
labeled
look.
magic wine?
Let's see. So as you search
Seems like
around
it'd
the
be a
wine
good
cellar,
idea.
there is basically a bunch of wines that seem to have kind of very fancy labels suggesting that they may have some kind of like additional alchemical components to them that, whether they make the wine any good or not, certainly at least make it expensive.
I would like to separate those wine bottles and put them far apart, unless people want
Okay.
to take them.
I feel we
found
should
some.
get them on the way back.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will put them in like far corners of the room, remembering where I put them.
Like
Pointing
when
out to
you're-
my friends my new friends, in case I die while we're down there. This is where I'm putting them, so that I won't be here maybe on the way back.
All right.
Like when you're
Well-
in a shop, you just sort of tuck it behind some bad-looking wine, so
And
that
so they
people
don't
won't
mix
get
again
it.
and create
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
wine monster.
Well, Lord Marlin wanders around and he picks a couple wine bottles that he's, this one will be particularly good. And he puts a couple into his satchel. They mainly seem to be just fancy non-alchemical, non-magical wine bottles.
Cool Cat walks over into this room, sort of to the south, to see what's there, and also if there's a passageway further south. And I have
All
dark,
right.
I have dark vision, so
Cool.
I can see pretty far.
Yeah, Cool Cat, you are looking around. You find in the kind of southern side of the part of the wine cellar here, there is, it looks like, basically a doorway that has been sealed off with kind of just a big slab of stone that's been held in place by a bunch of rotted wood that's been kind of nailed up. It looks like it'd be pretty easy to disassemble this barrier.
That's the south or the east?
South.
Oh, there's a okay.
There's also a sealed up thing over here on the east.
Okay. Which we are not looking at.
All right, I
Just gonna
relay
check
that
it out.
information back to everybody. But there's a thing
If I
over here.
blast it? No way, there's fumes. I can't blast it.
No.
We have an artificer. Can the artificer create a machine to move? Does your panda move?
Or our strong
stones?
monster could probably open it up.
I hate to ask him though. Feels
Hey, where'd
I
it
mean,
go?
a
classist.
combination of pandas and monsters could probably do this.
Mm.
It's my autobiography.
There's more
combination.
to me than being a monster. But
See?
what do you need moved?
This thing's
Some-
this thing's covered up, but there's probably something through there.
Do we need to check before we move it that it's not booby trapped and will kill us all?
Well, it won't kill us all.
That's a good
Sure.
one.
I'm still hiding in the far corner, by the
What?
way. So
I would like to
get
check for traps,
closer.
as is
Okay.
my sworn duty as a rogue.
All right, give me a quick perception check, Krong.
Oh, good. Perception is -1.
What?
I have a
Krong,
total of
door.
0.
Are you?
Krong, did you roll
shit-faced?
another one?
Yes, I did.
Krong, I don't understand.
Cool Cat's also going to check it out. He says that he's checking to see if it's locked, but of course it's not a door. So how could it be locked? And he got a 12.
Whoa.
Whoa. Cool Cat, it does not appear to be trapped.
All right.
All
Go
right.
to it, Krong. It's fine.
I would like to bash through this.
All right, give me a strength check.
I'm very strong.
I'm not that strong. That is an unfair stereotype,
Really?
but I did roll an 18.
All right, Krong, your giant fists at the end of your long arms just kind of crush forward, and like you just smash right through the rotted wood, and you push on the big stone slab, and it just kind of falls forward, kicking up a lot of dust and cobwebs. There's a bit of crashing as there was probably some rotted wood on the other side of the stone slab holding place, but you can now peer forward and see there is a dark passageway leading deeper beneath White Sparrow Keep here. It looks like specifically these are kind of catacombs with a lot of those kind of shelf tombs built into the walls with various, probably lesser important people laid to rest here. It is unlit. It smells like, decay.
Gross.
This feels like a job for Reed Quarrel.
This feels like a job for a robot panda.
One or the other.
Does that book say anything about traps in the wine cellar?
Lord Marlin White Sparrow starts looking through it. Does not say anything about traps, but I was warned that the catacombs were well protected. Does that seem like a catacomb?
I don't know. DM, does it?
Yes,
I
it
can
does.
go take a look. Does it look like a catacomb? I would know catacombs.
Yeah.
Roll catacomb check.
Yeah, sure. Totally roll a catacomb check.
Mhm.
That's a
Cool
13 on the die
catacombs.
plus my prodigious catacomb score. Actually, if that would be
Yeah, you feel
history,
pretty confident that this is some catacombs.
This does look like catacombs. Do I
Cool
see-
Cat loved catacomb. Get it? 'Cause it-
Cool catacombs.
There we go. I was waiting for it.
Do I see any traps?
are
Exclamation
you,
point S.
you-
I probably
It's
don't see
catacomb
any
with a
traps.
K and up apostrophe,
what
just to
did
be
you
clear.
roll?
I got a 9.
All right, you do not see any traps. You're like, yep, that's a catacomb.
Huh. My panda's
Lots
got
of-
+4 perception. I didn't know that.
Send him
Panda's
in.
like the greatest person in this
Roll in the panda.
creature in the
Yeah.
party.
Gonna send the panda
Send
to
it
check
She's like
it
a
out.
bomb disposal robot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I roll, or Pascal rolls. 12 plus, what did I say, 4? 16.
All right. Pascal scans the chamber.
Yeah, there's a sort of one of those lasers that goes up and down.
Laser, you say?
We gotta work on Pascal's soundboard. Pascal's little, and maybe Pascal sees in some ranges of vision that are more organic. Party members do not. Pascal targets in on there is a little bit down the. I'll draw it right on the map. Pascal zeroes in on there is invisible or at least unnoticeable to the rest of you a glyph carved into the floor, a couple spaces into the catacomb.
I think Pascal comes forward and sort of like points at it, in a kind of dog-like way.
Wow, you invented an amazing robot that can scan and attack and find things, but it cannot talk.
The speaker upgrade was just too expensive. So,
Okay.
Did it beep
Fair
or
enough.
flash?
However, no, wait, I can give commands, but I don't know that we can actually communicate back. So I think just
pointing makes sense.
yes, I think like instinctively I understand because we've spent so many hours together before this adventure.
Maybe,
All right, so
maybe if there's something there, maybe Reed Quarrel, since she's up there anyway, could look at it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna step anywhere past Pascal, but I will like squeeze up next and see. Can I see this glyph on the floor?
yeah, do you want to give me maybe some kind of investigation check?
Sure. That's a 14.
Reed Coral, you feel pretty confident that this is a flame glyph. That if anyone were to say step on that space, there would be a pretty dramatic eruption of fire in the immediate area.
Ooh, fire.
Don't do that.
Would this be the immediate area full of vapor?
Yeah, I feel like that's
no, it's just in the hallway. It probably wouldn't spread it. Who knows? It may or may not spread into the wine
until
cellar.
somebody gets set on fire and runs screaming
And then runs into the
vapor.
yeah.
I'm not sure I like the
Looking
sound
at Cool Cat.
I'm not sure I like the sound of eruption of fire generally, except if it's away from me.
Is there a way that I see to disarm this, be it like magically?
You think that somebody who was trained in Arcana, or interested in Arcana, could make an Arcana check to attempt to disarm it? Though potentially, if it went poorly, you might just simply activate it, which is also technically another way of disarming it. I'd like to point out.
I will mention that I am not trained in the magic arts. I merely know about the clerical arts, so I shall step back, and perhaps somebody else would like to.
Well, I'm sort of frontline Arcana.
I can use a mage hand to point at things and manipulate things at a distance, but a little bit.
I mean, you
don't press the
set it off with the mage hand when
That's
we're all
probably
far
just-
away.
Yeah, I mean, I could be 30 feet
I like
away
the
and use
idea
it,
of
so-
Samson doing a little Arcana of his own, since he seems to know a lot about it.
I will tell you the mage hand is very useful for a lot of things, Karakhan, but it has a limit to how much kind of force it can apply. I think it says how much it can carry and things like that. So there are some traps that, for example, but I think it can only do 10 pounds of weight basically. So it would be great for pushing a button or a light switch or opening a door and things like that. It may be insufficient force to activate, say, a pressure plate that is waiting for a human-sized creature to pass by.
Okay. We have light switches now? What kind of nonsense is this technology?
You invented them last week. You invented them last week, Artificer.
Yeah, I got that patent.
When you flip it up, fire pours in.
That's my middle name now.
Yeah, Canon.
Right. Arcana check. 11 plus 5. 16.
Is 16. Okay. Your Artificer comes up and you get out some kind of special looking viewing device for your optics, and you're studying it and thinking about what you know about glyphs, and you do a little bit of work both to kind of physically manipulate the tile and to whisper some magic words, and you have removed the fire glyph from the floor. It is no longer a danger. Looking where you are, looking around, you see that the fire glyph was kind of at a place where the catacombs take a turn here. It looks like there is a sealed up passageway leading to the east, and the catacombs turn and head to the west.
Okay.
Thus bringing us to the most laborious part of Dungeons and Dragons. Which way will you go?
Well,
Which way will you go?
I'm following the panda at this point.
Which way will the panda go?
Seems to have it together.
I'm very wounded, very vulnerable, and slightly wounded, so I am not making a decision.
I mean, I'm also wounded, so I'm.
I'm so sorry to you.
I think Pascal will have a look around this corner.
All right.
And I'm hoping that a lot of these traps are going to be sort of head height. So pandas are going to be fine.
Yeah.
Head
Is
height is a
Pascal?
human-centric conception. Many sentient creatures have heads below or above what you think of as head height.
I mean, he's a gnome, so
I'm a gnome. Like,
Then
Don't
you
talk
should
to me
I'm a
about
really
height.
investigate your internal racism.
I'm a gnome, Samson says to Krong's belt.
You all kind of look the same to me, I'm going to be honest. It's just the tops of heads, and you don't have enough fur on your faces.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of fur.
Except
on
for
my
you,
face.
Cool Cat. You're awesome.
I have plenty
Yeah.
of fur on my face.
Samson, can you remind me, is Pascal is in the dark? Does Pascal see in the dark?
Pascal does have 60-foot dark vision.
Glowing
can't
red
this guy
eyes.
do?
Vision. All right. Why don't you roll a quick perception check for Pascal? Pascal can see to see if Pascal sees
I
anything
rolled a
threatening.
natural 20 plus 4.
Jeez.
All right. Pascal scans another hallway. Pascal can see the crypts leading off to the east. West. East, friend. The crypts lead off to the west. In the far distance is another sealed off doorway leading further west. And then it seems like to the south, there's kind of a natural kind of cave crevice that is not part of the crypts where like the wall has collapsed and you could look through there. And as Pascal scans the hallway, Pascal detects another flame glyph about halfway down the hall.
Cool.
Beep, 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 beep.
Pascal can see the past, can see the future.
I'm
It's
so
just
glad we have this bomb disposal robot. I mean, Panda.
Steel
And-
Defender, please.
That's even better. I ask Lord White Sparrow, do you have any information in that book about where you think this this crown might be? I would hate to go past a doorway or an opening that might have the goal right behind it.
He starts flipping through the book. He spends several minutes studying it intently. He looks up. He says, "No."
I'm beginning to think he's illiterate.
okay.
folks,
I mean,
but-
he was the first Lord of White Sparrow, so I suspect it is the deepest, most well-protected, oldest? I don't know. That's kind of a guess. I'm a lord. I'm not like a grave robber.
That
Is there like a
logical.
map at the back of this book? All good books have maps.
Like a
at the back.
fold
He
out
spends
and
a very brief amount of time looking at the back of the book. He looks up. No. I
Just a list of how to
suspect
pronounce
that-
words.
Books.
Yeah, I suspect that the crypts were added to in various times over the generations, and that there's not records weren't exactly kept.
So we can't.
I
go to
don't
the
think a
planning-
lot of people come through here.
We can't go to the planning department to get the plans. In other words,
Mm-mm.
I have some
Just use
concerns.
the
about
He
leaving-
flips through the book again. He looks up. The planning department was disbanded 200 years ago.
And to live in a
Well-
house that's so big, you don't even know what all the rooms are.
I've been in a house
Right?
like that once.
Feels well. I was spending some time thinking about the fact that he's got this wine cellar that apparently he hasn't been in ever.
Yep.
That's interesting.
I mean, well, it's got sentient wine in it, so there's a
Turns
reason.
out.
Is he trying to lead us to our death? Is that one of the possibilities here? No, I guess it would be much easier.
It is
So,
a
for us,
possibility.
I think it would be great if maybe Samson's doing a great job here with Pascal, and then Samson could potentially deactivate this next glyph. This is
I
great.
think deactivating the glyph is probably our first stage before we.
Yeah,
poke
why
at
don't you do
anything.
that?
What typeface is that glyph in, though? That's my.
I am
Mm.
curious.
You
I am
saying, Sarah?
curious about this doorway here. I have some concerns about leaving unopened doors behind us if
Ah.
we don't know what's in
Mm.
those rooms.
I mean, is this an unopened or is it sealed? Because if it's a
I look
sealed
at
up
it.
thing,
I also there's a lot of us, so we can keep an eye on it while he's taking that glyph and deactivating it. My concern is that if we open it and there's somebody bad in there, that we're going to then be forced back into the hallway where we would step on the glyph.
Yeah.
Says Cool Cat. Haha, and that would be bad.
That's a very logical concern.
I did in
Thank you.
character afterwards.
Thank you.
Mm.
All right.
All right.
So, what check?
Arcana.
Arcana. Okay, I'm good at
Well-
that.
While Samson's doing that, I will just look at this doorway.
Okay,
All
I
right.
recommend everyone steps back.
I am way behind there.
Ooh.
Not a problem.
I
I'm still in the wine
definitely
cellar.
recommend everyone steps back.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 2 plus 5, 7.
Well, good news. You won't have to worry about that glyph anymore because it's been activated.
Oh,
So,
no.
yeah. So, obviously, Samson, you are right there. And I think Pascal is next to you. Do you think anyone else is within 15 feet of you?
No, because I
seems
wisely
like no.
suggested
Told
that
everybody to move.
Yeah.
it's one of the perils of bomb disposal.
Such a brave,
Yeah.
brave person, Samson.
Yes, I quite unlike the character of Two Adventures.
We'll
Ago.
remember you in song. You'll never be forgotten for your sacrifice. Oh, wait. we're not exactly there.
Samson and Pascal, make a quick dexterity check.
+2 on dexterity. So let's see how that goes. 18 +2 for me.
Very good.
Pascal's dexterity is +1. That will be a 6.
All right. So, Samson, you are working to dismantle the glyph. Suddenly, you realize that this is not going well. It starts kind of glowing with intensity. You kind of flatten yourself against the wall as the glyph ignites, sending a sheet of flames shooting down the hallway. Unfortunately, Pascal doesn't have the time to get out of the way. Pascal is going to take, I rolled relatively low, so this could be a lot worse. Pascal will take 6 fire damage. Samson, you are scorched for 3 fire damage.
Okay, that's not too bad.
All right. And the glyph is glyphed, so it cannot glyph again.
Was that
That's
4
just
for
glyphed.
Pascal?
Yes. No, 6. 6. Oh, or just, yeah, 6 for Pascal, half of that for you. 3.
Okay.
So did you
All
say
right.
he resisted fire?
No, I made that up. Apparently, it was just poison.
So you are now presented with, you have 2 kind of ancient doorways, one to the east, one to the west, and then a tunnel to the south. Recoral, you are studying the doorway to the east, and looking at it. There's a bunch of kind of, your traditional motifs that you would expect to find in a catacomb or a cemetery of various,
I love
death's heads and winged skulls and
I'm
whatnot.
I'm taking a rubbing.
Taking a rubbing of it. Though this one seems to have a variety of also kind of decorational, like weaponry and armor-looking symbols, suggesting that perhaps the people beyond this door were knights or warriors, or at least,
All right.
How long has it been
thought proudly.
How long has it been since these catacombs were open?
Would there be good armor in it?
A long time.
Steel?
I'm just wondering, the real treasure might be that entire wine cellar. Like, are we talking about like 1,000 years?
Oh, that's like the person who wallpapered their bathroom with stock certificates, and then they realized later they were worth millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So, Lord Marlon Whitesparrow, I mean, we could go back and do a quick inventory of the wine if you like.
No, I was just wondering,
most of it's probably vinegar at this point. It was the weather, the temperature conditions in there are not ideal.
Yeah.
You seem to know a lot about.
Some of it mixed and became sentient wine.
I look down the tunnel here with my dark vision, see if I can see anything.
All right. It looks like a dark, twisty cave tunnel.
All right.
That's pretty twisty.
I'm going to just tell everybody. I do not think the item we seek is behind this door. This door seems to have this tomb seems to be for warriors, and that doesn't strike me as the tomb of a king.
Oh, warriors! That might be where my great granduncle, High Lord Grandel White Sparrow. Maybe him and his family are back there. They really built up the military around White Sparrow. Honestly, it was kind of a boondoggle, a lot of spending. And, as you've seen, we do okay with one sheriff right now. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Would there be any reason for him to have been buried with the crown?
No.
That was a nice history lesson, though.
All right. Thank you.
Good stuff.
I move along.
I like entry in the military budgeting exploration.
Cool Cat suggests to Recoral that she look at the other door, since she seems to be so knowledgeable about these catacombs.
I would love to.
All
I
right.
think perhaps Pascal should take a look at the rest of the hallway first.
Well,
good idea.
Pascal will say Pascal is scanned the hallway.
Oh, okay, the whole hallway. All right.
I will
No life
instruct,
forms, Captain.
I will instruct Pascal to perform a repair action 3 times a day. I can do this.
How long does it take?
Does not specify. It's an action, so
Oh, okay.
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
and I'm not saying that Pascal's overpowered because I would never say that. Apparently, this repair does 2d8 plus 2 hit points restored.
Can he do that to people?
Yes, we need
He
that.
can do it to constructs or objects within 5 feet.
Oh, can I become a cyborg raccoon? Because that would be fun. I've seen
You gotta
all that from
get
some
a
other property.
couple levels higher.
This,
All right,
this is
so
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Karaka raccoon.
you get. Let me know the next time. I'll let you know the next time we're playing Gamma World.
Pascal's back up to full hit points. So.
Reed Coral, you are studying the sealed off doorway to the west. This one actually does not seem to have so many kind of funereal motifs as it does seem to have a bunch of things that are kind of like water and aquatic motifs.
Let's ask the Lord about that one.
Yeah, I call Lord White Sparrow.
Got a
down.
swimming pool down here, Lord White Sparrow.
I think before this whole place was turned into a crypt, there was. Well, I'm trying to remember. He starts flipping through the book. Yes, Winona White Sparrow. Winona White Sparrow. About 300 years ago, she had fancy baths built beneath the keep to help her maintain her beauty. She died peacefully at 143.
I would like a
Wow.
bath.
I must admit, I'm very curious about what could help someone live to 143, and then, although dying peacefully, that's a little bit of a disappointment.
You said fancy baths.
Not bats.
I thought I heard
correct?
fancy bats, and I was wondering
Fancy
what
bats.
what are the fancy
Bats.
bats?
Is it
Bats.
I heard baths, and I have bath salts.
Yeah, fancy baths are better than fancy bats.
Bath.
All right, I do
Look,
not take.
I know I talk with a ridiculous Boston accent, but baths. 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 Not
Baths.
bats.
Fancy baths.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've had a fire room.
Covered with we're covered.
It was
with
not a
wine,
fire room. It was a wine room.
A
Totally
sentient-
different.
We're covered with sentient wine residue.
Every room's a fire room if you
We had
commit
a- there's a-
yourself.
It was a fire hallway.
Yes.
Well, are we going to go into one of these rooms, or are we going to just continue on down the into the caves? I think that's the
That
question
is the
here.
question.
I think it's time for a song.
Clearly caves, right? Come on.
It's important to
Caves.
note that one of the things that we are getting out of this is whatever treasure we find along the way. That is what Lord White Sparrow said. So far, we have found some wine. If we are looking for treasure related to bathing, some bath salts perhaps for Chomasa, or some weaponry. Perhaps we want to go in some of these doors. Otherwise, we may want to continue on looking for the crown to the south.
Yeah, your motivation is. He wants the crown is his. You're entitled to anything else you find along the way. So if you just get the crown and leave, that's great for him. He has no issues with that.
Well, Cool
But
Cat.
depending on your interest in adventure and
I would
wealth.
like to go to the bath.
Cool Cat is not interested in the baths.
Right. He makes himself clean, obviously.
I huff a little bit with fire breath, and I want to go to the bath.
I mean, you can head right over to that door.
I am sticky from head to toe, so I think I have an opinion here.
Is that because of the sentient wine, or was that a pre-existing condition?
Don't discuss that.
Nobody knows.
Ask people not to bring that up.
Speaking on behalf of the robots, I'm anti-water generally.
Mm.
Well, there's the
all right,
weapon room.
Chomasa, do you want to just and there's also a weapon room, or at least military-oriented room off to the.
Well,
but
it might
looks
make
like
sense
people
to
are-
look and see if there's weapons or.
Yeah, there's
armor.
probably weapons, but they're probably in the hands of somebody.
Tomasa, open that
Well,
door or let me through.
I'm
and
opening
let me
it.
open it. All right.
I'm opening it.
All right. The door it's an ancient stone door, and it creaks open noisily, revealing a dimly lit set of baths beyond. What horrors await them in an old-timey bathroom? Will they go to a weapon
Or
room? Sure, there's
pleasures.
something there. What about this crypt with this king and the crown? Are they just going to make a beeline to that? I don't know. They really spent a lot of time arguing about what they're going to do next for answers to questions such as these. Tune in next time to Total Party Kill.
We didn't put all these doors in this hallway.
You know, it reminds me of the dungeon design of, do you just have a hallway with a bunch of rooms that you get to argue about going in or not, especially with Thunder Mountain. I had the experience of I would design all these rooms, and you guys would like put a door, and I would tell you about what things are in there, and you guys are like, "That's garbage. Close the door."
Look,
Versus dungeons where you had to move from passage to passage. Live stream / bootleg. We are going to take a short break momentarily. We will be with another hour of Dungeons and Dragons, give or take. After that, Monty, continue.
Tony,
Hi, Renee.
Hey, Mom.
Oh,
Hi,
Hi,
Renee.
Hi, Renee.
Also, hi, Renee.
It'd be weird if I said hi, Renee.
Yeah, you got to draw the line somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are we doing this?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
do it.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
We're doing
I'm
something.
ready. I opened a door.
All right.
Masa opened a door.
Another 55 minutes or so of Dungeons and Dragons. So let us do this.
I'm hype.
Woo!
Woo!
Cha, cha,
No, this
cha.
will be good. There's some interesting things that might happen.
You keep saying
Welcome back to
interesting.
Total Party Kill. Welcome back to Total Interesting Kill, where interesting things kill you totally. Welcome back. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, your dungeon master and nerd on the internet. We
Welcome
are
back,
continuing the
Tony.
mini adventure. A gleam in the king's eye. Our adventures are deep in the catacombs beneath White Sparrow Keep in the town of White Sparrow, looking for a long lost crown and learning a lot of fun facts about the history of the White Sparrow family that has ruled over the town of White Sparrow for centuries. They have just opened the doors into some ancient, long sealed up baths. That's BATHS, as in bed, baths, and beyond. Not Bed, Bats, and Beyond, which is Stradvan Zarovich chain of home goods stores. Allow me to introduce our adventurers. First up, it's Jason Snell. Jason, who are you playing?
I am playing Cool Cat, a tabaxi bard who loves to rock and roll, loves to dance and sing, and to play the bagpipes and throw boomerangs.
Indeed you do. Next up, it's James Thompson.
I play Sansom Jotham, a gnome artificer who's brought a robot to a water fight.
Also joining us, it's Monty Ashley.
Hi there. I'm playing Krong, a bugbear rogue.
Also joining us, it's Annette Weirstraw.
Hello, I'm playing Chomasa, a dragonborn ranger who just really wants to open this door.
Mm-hmm. Or you will, I promise. Next up, it's Glenn Fleischman.
It is me. I am playing Karakon the Wise, a sorcerer who likes small pieces of tin and washing his hands.
And last but not least, I think, unless I forgot about somebody, Eric Hanside.
Hi, I am playing Reed Quarrel Kilgareth. I am a death priestess, a cleric. I'm like 6.5 feet tall, giant, black cloak, halberd. I basically just look like death.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very goth.
So, at the end of our last session, Tomasa the Rogue had opened the sealed-off doorway into this ancient baths. Chomasa, you have something that has had light cast on it, maybe your sword, right? And so
I have a boomerang in my belt that Cat gave me.
You have the boomerang cast light from the boomerang glows out into this room. I'll reveal a little bit of the room if I can find the thing to do that. And just looking around this dark, sealed up chamber, you see along, it's kind of a circular chamber. There are statues all around the walls of they appear to be of nude men and women kind of reclining and relaxing. There's a large bathing, I don't know, indentation vessel thing. There's a large bath in the center of this chamber, and it seems to still be swirling with water, perhaps magically. There's some kind of strange stone table, kind of a big slab adjacent to it, and there seems to be piles of some kind of strange white objects scattered around the floor. Lord Marlin is continuing to read through it, and he's, my aunt, Winona White Sparrow, 300 years ago, long-lasting beauty, love of children. It said she has adopted dozens of orphans in her time. As I said, died peacefully.
Oh dear!
At the age
this
of
floor
100,
is covered in orphan teeth.
Died peacefully, 143. He flips the page. Oh, died peacefully in her sleep, age 143, when she was poisoned by her niece, Clarissa White Sparrow. Huh? Yeah.
Some family
Hey,
history you got
Chomasa.
there, buddy.
So we totally think Winona was bathing in blood, right?
Could be.
Well, or
Orphan
extracting
blood.
the life force of orphans, one of the two, or
Yeah.
the skin or something.
That
lot of
seems
weight.
very, very evil to me.
A lot of skulls.
You know, I mean, it's an old timey bath. It was a different time, people.
Don't try to apply your judgments today.
Yeah. You know, as you're standing there in the doorway, Chomasa, give me a wisdom saving throw. No reason. just a thing I like to ask people to do from time to time.
23. These dice are working out. Okay.
All right.
That's it.
That's all?
Yep.
Very
Yep.
wise.
Everything's fine. Yep.
You're very wise.
Chomasa, do you want to move into the room and look around?
Or close the door and
kind
leave.
of. Yeah. I turn around and go, do we want to check this out? Or does someone
Noting
else
the
wanna
giant
look?
piles of skulls. that we
there
I'm a little
see.
concerned about the huge human sacrifice room and possible demons and unrestful spirits in there.
It doesn't appear to have any treasure.
We're not collecting
Unless you
Not
count
that-
skulls
I mean, there's not-
as treasure.
You might need to search to find treasure. I mean, it's
That's true.
not always just in a pile on the other side of the threshold.
I'm not so excited about handling skulls, I have to be saying.
I
Mm.
kind of am. Not gonna lie. However,
Reed Quarrel, do you want to move into the room? You want to just
I'm-
push Chomasa out of the way and go dive into
yeah.
a pile of skulls like
I-
Scrooge McDuck?
I feel like these people died in the wrong way, and
Yeah.
yeah, this is really not okay. So I'll step up to the doorway if Chomasa will leave a
I will.
spot for me.
Can you detect
All right.
if there's some undead in there before you go in and there might be undead?
As you step up to the doorway,
Uh-oh.
Reed Quarrel, can you give me a quick wisdom saving throw? No reason.
I can try. What is my wisdom saving throw? That is a 24.
All right, you're great. Hey, Krong, you're nearby.
I-
Can you give me a quick wisdom saving throw?
Oh, sure can. Let me just check. Yep, still bad at that.
Oh, I see several people adjusting where their tokens are on the map.
Cool Cat is not
18.
interested in going anywhere near the water or
All right.
anything like that.
19
Um,
minus 1.
All right, you're doing fine, Krong. So, Reed Quarrel, you're moving into the room.
Great.
I'm moving into the doorway and looking around. Do I see that there are skulls on the floor?
Yes, there do appear to be piles of skulls, small skulls.
This is terrible.
And it is clear to you, I think, given your especially given your training, that this room was not there are people here that died not great deaths and probably in the sacrificial kind of way, and that this is not good, and there are kind of dark spirits linger here. Hey, Samson Jotham, just quick, could you give me a quick wisdom saving throw?
Wow, I'm quite far away.
Not fair enough.
Isn't there some inverse square law that applies here? I rolled a 19 plus 1.
The only squares D&D cares about are the 5 foot by 5.
Yep.
Anyway, go ahead.
Reed Coral, we'll come back to you in a second. Glenn Fleischman, could Karakin make a quick wisdom saving throw?
Possibly.
You are Karakin the Wise, so
It's right in the name.
Let's see. What do I add to that? I add
You should have
Not
a
very
wisdom
much.
saving throw.
nothing to
modifier.
that. I got a 5 plus.
Karakin
nothing.
the Wise
wait a
has-
minute.
Are
Wait,
you named incorrectly?
Well, let's just say there may be the
There's some
label may not
branding
match the box.
issues.
What's in the box?
Yeah.
Fake
I think we've already seen
Karakin.
the answer to that question.
Karakin, you hear something strange, and only you hear this. It sounds like there are crying children all around you.
Off in my face.
Oh, no, you looked at the comments.
Yeah. All right, back to Reed
Glenn's
Coral.
Karakin's crying children go to bed.
I think basically Reed Quarrel, my thought process is that we are in the middle of a job, and this job is not to clean up disgraced tombs. So I'm going to ask, the Lord, I'm going to turn to Lord Marlon White Sparrow and I say, Lord, this is a terrible and evil place, and I would love to come back someday and do some sacrificial rites, not non-sacrificial rites. Let's get that straight.
Yeah.
And do some prayers and some smudging. I don't know. Whatever kind of thing needs to be done.
Sure,
to make
whatever.
this
But
place
let's
better.
find the crown.
Hey,
Okay. All right. Now that I have
excuse me.
permission to come back.
Excuse me, Reed Coral. I'm having this distinct sensation. Is nobody else hearing the crying children? I mean, it seems really like a prominent
No.
feature of these catacombs now.
I
hear crying
immediately
children.
close the door as soon as Karakon says that. I step out of the way.
Just me. It's just
I scooch Chomasa. I like elbow Chomasa out of the way so I can close the door.
The door closes. The crying continues inside your head, Karakun.
didn't seem to stop it. Reed Coral.
I'm
Still
gonna,
hearing the crying children. Not very pleasant.
Can I? I'm gonna go over to Karakon and do a I don't know healing check, medicine,
Sure.
something.
Just give me an intelligence check.
Can I do medicine instead?
Sure.
Don't check my intelligence.
It doesn't matter. That's still only a 7.
Yeah, you know, you're suddenly, as you get close to Karakun, you realize this is like, there's a lot going on here. You're not sure what's up.
I say as
Like you're-
confidently as I can, I'm sure it will go away soon, the farther we get from that room. Let's
I'll
go.
just chew on some willow branch in the meantime.
All right.
Willow bark.
So you've decided you don't want to go into the haunted baths. Do you want to explore to the east or to the south?
There may be a greater chance of treasure beyond this door. However, I will point out that I am not going to allow anyone to carry away the weapons of the dead.
Well, there's no point then. So
All right, let's go south. I'm lawful. Sorry.
I'm going south.
All right. Krong, you lead the way into a cave-like passage. Perhaps this was here long before the more built-out crypts were created. It is dark. The floor is slippery and uneven, but you make your way through various passageways that twist and turn deep beneath White Sparrow Keep. I'm just going to reveal it to the map as you go.
All right. I will creep forward stealthily. I have dark vision.
All right.
All that stuff. You know the deal.
I know that deal. So you continue to creep forward through the kind of cave-like ruins. The rest of the party follows beyond.
I
we
didn't.
didn't say we followed.
I did. That's
Well, Kokav's got the dark
it's-
vision too. He's going to
it's-
follow.
So does
James.
Sam.
James, dungeon master, not dungeon suggestion. So
Now that we're far
I
enough
thought we
away,
had free will.
now that we're far enough away from
Adorable.
the wine fumes, I will light a torch, but I will stay way towards the back.
all right. Yeah, there's no sign of the wine fumes. Karakun, the crying continues in your head just as loud as before.
Folks, is it just me? It seems like there's children here somewhere. Should we be rescuing them? Putting them out of their misery? Just something does
Karrakin.
not seem right.
Sad children full of terror.
Sad children. It's not the happy sounds of children that's just terrifying. It's the terrifying kind. They sound like someone's torturing these children. I kind of think we should be doing something about this. Just me. Nobody hears it. Nobody's hearing it. Nobody.
Now you know what I hear every time I go out in public.
All right, Krong, you're going to continue along the various passageways. The group follows along.
So
It appears
his
to be.
problems.
Krong, you eventually reach a T intersection in the cavern. The twisty passageways seem to split here. You could head east. You could head south. And strangely, you think you can kind of see from the south light.
Well, that sounds great. Wait for some people to catch up and then head south.
These twisty passages don't seem all alike to me.
There's another one where they're all different.
Okay.
All right. So the group here, Krong, you're going to look into the room.
Yeah.
All right. So the passageway seems to open up, and you can see, in fact, there is a illuminated, lit chamber in here. There are torches in nice little sconces all around. They seem to be a little strange. They're giving a kind of a violet-colored light, not violent. and they are illuminating this dark, round chamber. There is a large circle drawn in dark red powdered chalk in the center of the floor. It edges form carefully into some kind of glyphs. Outside the circle, you're going to love this, Reed Coral. There are 6 skeletons arranged on the floor in kind of old, decaying royal garb, their hands clasped at their chests. And the most notable object in the room, its inhabitant at the center of the circle sits appears to be kind of a male human, but with large white furry wings. He's kind of just sitting there cross-legged, and Krong, I think he sees you in the doorway and stands up and waves at you.
Can you reveal this on the map, please?
Indeed, I can.
Oh, no. Much spookier that way. Do any of these people have crowns on? You said royal garb.
Mm-hmm. You'd have to move in and inspect them.
I mean, I'm all the way in the back, so I can't help unless you want me to call me forward to see if I know anything. But somebody's waving at you, so I feel like that's the least of your problems right now.
You.
I will. I'm going in. I go in.
If they see Krong and they are waving, then it must all be good. The traditional.
This guy have a crown?
Let me just do.
Not touching him, just
see.
giving him an eyeball.
All right, you approach there are these 6 ancient skeletons arranged around the circle, and they do not, though they appear to be kind of fancy, not fancy enough that they have a crown. The creature in the center of the circle, again, kind of a human, but with giant, big, flappy white wings, says, "Greetings."
Hello. Have you seen a crown?
I can't say that I have, friend.
All right. Well, bye.
We'll be moving along then. Thank you.
Safe travels.
Guys, I'm still crying children? Distress?
Have you seen a whole bunch of crying children?
No.
All right. This guy hasn't seen anything.
Checks out.
Can I look at him and try to figure out what he is?
You want to come into the chamber? I assume that right now only Krong is looking around this
and
weird
Cool
chamber.
Cat had walked in.
Yeah.
Oh, Chomasa and Cool Cat have walked in too. All right, Cool Cat, give me some kind of, I don't know, some kind of look check.
It's 10.
He looks kind of angelic.
I'm allegedly a sorcerer, so I'm going to come in, and I would also like to look at.
You are also allegedly wise, so
Yes, well, we can't have everything.
The wise.
We can't have everything, but I would also like to look carefully at him to determine things.
All right, sure.
And do I add something to that? Do I add a wisdom? I don't know wisdom, so I got a 10.
Mm-hmm. It appears, as far as you can tell, to be some kind of. I mean, I don't know if Chomasa has, or sorry, not Chomasa, if Karakan has ever seen an angel before, but it certainly seems to fit with kind of descriptions you have heard of them. There's a male human. He's standing there. He's naked. He has kind of long, flowing blonde hair. He's kind of typically attractive. He's got big, large wings sticking out of his back. He seems, interested, curious about you new arrivals in this chamber, but also seems to kind of exhibit kind of a serene presence.
I'm looking at the bodies, like
Okay.
I'm curious about how they were interred. Do they look like they've been messed with?
Sure. Chomasa, were you doing something there too?
Oh, I rolled a wisdom check and I got a 21. So in case we get any more wisdom about the seeming angel.
So it does seem like you study this whole chamber is very strange to you. This creature does seem to be some kind of powerful being. You can kind of feel the magic radiating from them that you have probably never experienced before in your life. It does seem like perhaps this creature is being kept here by the sigils on the floor. So that seems, this all seems very strange. So, Reed Coral, you're inspecting the 6 corpses arranged around the circle.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be kind of just placed there. They were all people that were kind of somewhat elegantly dressed. They each all have some kind of fancy daggers and weapons, though they're kind of old and corroded. And they seem to have just kind of been, placed there with their, lying on the ground with their arms crossed. So, but they are kind of out in the open, so they're not like entombed. But they are there.
Are they placed in does it look like they're placed specifically in relation to that circle full of
Yes,
glyphs?
it does seem like that. They're kind of arranged that.
Okay, then I'm going to look at the glyphs and see what the heck is going on. Are these people's life forces being used for good or evil? Or neither?
Crying children.
Yep. Carrick and the children continue to cry on loop.
So I don't know. Is that like a religion or?
Yeah, I would say it's probably Arcana.
Or Arcana. Okay. Well, I'm not as good at that, but I'll roll 11.
Yeah, it seems like probably it has something to do with this creature just standing here in the middle of the room.
So
you were probably used to the idea that if anything disrupted the chalk, that would probably disrupt magic that is binding this creature there. So, Samson, are you entering the chamber?
Yeah, I'm going to do an Arcana check as well.
Right. Lord Marlin White Sparrow walks in behind all of you, and the creature in the middle of the circle says, "Oh, more of you! Hello, welcome. Please stay a while. I don't have anything to offer you."
Are you a prisoner?
I am.
Who imprisoned you?
My name is Rays. I was a servant to Queen Rachel White Sparrow. Perhaps you know her. She kept me here.
I turn to Marlon White Sparrow and say, "Was Rachel White Sparrow another one of you?"
These were assassins that came for Queen Rachel. I knew of their coming and warned her about each one, and so she defeated all of them.
Oh, I approve.